Yeah?
We found her. I'm sending you the coordinates now. I trust you won't forget this favor.
No worries. I never forget.
Again.
This number is temporarily unavailable. Please leave a message.
Jackie, afraid this is gonna be my last call. Don't have much time left. One way or the other, everything's coming to a head.
Well said.
Know I've been talking to myself this whole time, but just wanted to say you're a good friend, even when you're not around. Over and out, Chumba.
Hello gamers! This time we will take a look at some mods that are, of course subjectively, very underrated. As always, you can find all the mod links in the description. And if you like this video, please consider to hit the like button and subscribe. I'm also open to feedback and criticism that can help me to improve my content. Let's go! The first mod on this list is what you are actually looking at. Autodrive Cinematic Camera Extended. It's a fantastic mod that gives you more control over the vanilla Autodrive camera. Now we have a lot more camera angles and we can manually switch between them using hotkeys. Additionally, we can adjust the camera position in the real time with the WSAD, including field of view with the L and O. You can change all hotkeys in the mod settings. And remember to turn off the option that disables the automatic camera cycle because it is on by default. This mod has only one downside. It cannot be used with the very popular Let There Be Flight. And it's not even its fault. It's because Let There Be Flight completely disables the vanilla Autodrive camera feature. But if you don't use it, Extended Camera is fantastic. And it's natural to use it in combination with Autodrive Enhanced mod, which for example lets you to switch the seats using V button or switch back to the old Autodrive driving animation without the elbow on the window. The next mod is one of the most underrated mods I ever seen. FreeRunner is basically a parkour mod with the many features that can scale with your V stats. But my favorite and the most meaningful one is the ability to literally run over walls. I know, it's freaking cool. And it works. After some tweaks. Let me share my settings with you. Physics values on the bottom are the most important. Arc force is fine, but not needed for the smooth wall running. And it only complicates things. I recommend it only if you are using very high vertical force, but it's still best to leave it off. Camera lock is actually very useful because it gives you feedback when the wall running starts, especially important during your practice. The most important value is vertical force, and I found that 0.4 is perfect. At first I advise you to disable wall jumping feature because it makes practicing easier. When you are running towards the wall, press the spacebar when you are exactly on it. The most important thing is to keep holding both shift and spacebar, not releasing them. You should feel through the mouse movement and micro camera lock that you are actually running on the wall. Okay, now try with the wall jumping. It lets you kind of bounce off the wall from any angle and make a jump. With this modification, parkour traversal feels much smoother. Simply amazing mod. Okay, our next mod is a total aberration. 4000 downloads, generic troll image, and of course this very charismatic name. It feels like a total disaster at first, right? But it's not. If you check the comment section, you will see a wall of posts full of surprise and price for this mod. People who tested it simply love it, and I had to try it myself. The author even states that he wanted to make it close as possible to GTA 5 vehicle physics. In urban driving it's actually awesome. You have total control over the car, and it finally feels like it has weight. This is slightly different, at least for me, on slopes, where Cyberpunk traction has always been tricky. Here I would say it's slightly worse, but remember, it's subjective, so the best thing is to try this kind of mods yourself. We already have winter and Christmas is getting close, so how about winter in Night City? This extremely cozy mod overhauls the weather and weird textures. It came a long way and is now actually very polished mod, with the believable winter vibes. It's not a total conversion, but sometimes it looks amazing, especially during nights. There are two weather states, snowfall and blizzard after switching to fog weather. Obviously it's not compatible with any other weather mods, and remember to change the weather to a non-quest state before uninstalling this mod. Are you a collector and love gathering all the goodies for yourself? If yes, All the Things mod is for you. It lets you check your progress with every possible item you can collect. After picking my path, I was shocked to discover that despite 4 years of tryharding, I only had 26% of the items. Now you can check what's missing and, most importantly, short information how to get it. The next mod is a bit of quality of life upgrade. After all, in Cyberpunk, despite its distant future, we still can't buy clothes through the internet. With clothing brands Virtual Ateliers, you can now buy clothes from every single vanilla brand using computer. And it's all done in a lore-friendly way. Okay, it's time for a visual package, starting with the GoreRunner. With this mod, every encounter becomes a bloodbath. It's cool, but I actually decided to use the reduced version because the normal one is a bit too ridiculous. Another very interesting mod is Exploded Vehicle Smoke Overhaul, which completely changes the size and amount of smoke coming from destroyed vehicles. It's a simple mod, right? But it actually modifies a lot in how Battlefield and Incident looks. By the way, I'm using dark version, and if you just noticed that particle effects looks kind of blocky for you when using upscaling, there is a fix for that. Go to the NVIDIA inspector, link in the description, and open the Cyberpunk profile. Find Transparency Multi-Sapling and change it to multiplied 4 or 2. And apply changes. You can do the same going to the NVIDIA panel, Graphics, pick Cyberpunk, scroll down and open Legacy Settings, and here change Transparency Anti-Aliasing. This will completely fix all the blocky particle effects at the cost of about 4% of performance, but I think it's absolutely worth it. Do you remember this?
Shit!
Relic malfunctions were such an immersive reminder of a V situation. but sadly they disappeared and were never fixed after one of the patches. With the Relic malfunctions restored, we can finally get them back. Now your V will have attack roughly once per in-game day. There were reports that this mod breaks when using elevators. I tested it myself and it seems to be fixed. I've already played around 20 hours with this mod without any problems. Definitely recommended. Next is Time Dilation Enhanced. This mod by itself have quite a lot of rebalancing and visual features. But the most important for me was that enemies can actually catch up better to the V Sandvisten. If your cyberware is slower than your enemy, you will see how he is outpacing your V when getting closer. More powerful enemies will require an even faster Sandvisten to slow them down. But if you are faster, of course you can still do it. This mod is part of the bigger and much more popular Combat Revolution from the same author. The problem is that it's huge and has a lot of issues. So I decided to stick only to the Time Dilation Enhanced, which doesn't cause any problems. It's time for Visible Bullets, one of the coolest mods from today's video. Since patch 2.0, all small projectiles were switched to hit scan, and with this mod, we bring it back. Additionally, all weapon types and calibers have their own bullet type. I highly recommend using this modification with Sandvisten customization mod, which allows you to change any of your tier 5 Sandvisten cyberware to extreme time slow values, and letting you literally see the bullets. The value that makes the most sense in my opinion is 0.075, and the absolute minimum to enjoy this mod I would say is 0.05, which is 5% of normal speed. The vehicle smart tracking machine gun is, as you probably guessed, giving vehicles the ability to fire smart bullets. Seriously, I wonder why it was never included into base game. Vehicle combat now has a completely different layer, and it's even more badass if you combine it with the Let There Be Flight. But during flight, try aiming at the top or eventually the bottom of the auto-targeting zone, because it seems that sometimes the car model blocks targeting. I didn't encounter any bugs, but one downside is that this mod doesn't work for all armed vehicles. For me it worked on Quartz Sidewinder, Hellhound, Galena Gecko, Type 66 Javelina, and it also worked for my only modded armed car, GTR Lone Wanderer. Remember that even for this mod you need the Smart Link cyberware installed. Project E3 Tweaks is a mod that practically resurrects all previous Project E3 modifications, extending compatibility with other mods, fixing bugs and bringing new features. The main feature is that you can customize now position of your UI elements using special dedicated menu. Although for some reason it doesn't always clearly shows which elements you are changing, but it still works. Of course, to use it you will need Project E3 UI. Just make sure to install it with the compatibility mods for Equipment X and mod settings, and same with the Project E3 HUD mod. Together they are completely different experience. I was very surprised to see that every mod I'm using is fully functional. For example, Equipment X works and now is under Startup, and same with the Sleeves mod even though it doesn't have compatibility patch yet. Or if you are using a custom minimap like me, it works automatically and even applies the same color theme as the rest of the UI. I'm generally trying to encourage you to try these mods, even if you have highly modded game. And please remember, before uninstalling this mod, set the position of your UI elements back to default, and after uninstalling, make sure to reinstall Equipment X, which files get previously altered. The next interesting mod, which is also compatible with the Project E3 tweaks, is Realtime Info. It lets you place and configure dozens of V parameters and freely move them anywhere on the screen, including adjusting their color, size and font. Additionally, you can determine the conditions for when each parameter is displayed. The entire configuration can take about half an hour, but once you finish, it's great and useful mod, especially if you are build min-maxer. It's also fully compatible with the limited HUD mod. In the mod settings, you first have to turn on the entire modification, and then if you are using Let There Be Flight, it's worth checking the bottom and enabling the dedicated for that component. Now you can see real-time flight specific parameters in flying mode. The last UI mod is full dialogue interface. Its author rewrote thousands of dialogues to let us know exactly what V is about to say during conversations, including the context if needed.
Wanna go through obits? Really? Fine. Johnny Silverhand, zeroed inside Arasaka Tower, before your very eyes. Got more if you want. Or we could just talk.
Got balls on you, boy. Don't like that on everybody.
This mod is especially for the people who get frustrated when V says something different from what they intended picking dialogue option. This is insane how much work and heart the author of this mod put into it. Chapeau bas, brother. Chapeau bas. It's time for the big guns. Literally. Big Gun Pack adds 5 enormous standalone weapons to the game. If there is any quintessence of fun, it's this mod. I simply adore it. Noxious iconic weapons also add guns to the game, this time 5 highly modified vanilla weapons, each with unique projectiles built around poison and toxic explosions. They are especially lethal to the biological enemies. Meet Mr. Nobunaga. This cut from the game Power Sniper Rifle shouldn't exist, but thanks to the Cyberpunk community and the Arasaka GSH X12 Nobunaga mod, we can finally enjoy it. It comes with its own scope and silencer, which actually makes this weapon totally silent, which is a little bit weird. Do you like Judy and often use her apartment as yours? Judy's Cozier apartment mode completely changes its interior decor.
Chick's got taste.
That all you have to say?
And she's nice. 6 out of 10.
And finally this place is looking like somebody is actually living here. The only downside of this mod is that it requires a tremendous number of micro dependency mods, which takes around 1.5 GB of a disk space. Kabuki Dinner Apartment is currently one of the better and the most atmospheric custom apartments on Nexus. To get it, first you need to finish one of the last 3 Regina Jones gigs. Concrete Cage Trap. This mission is actually one of the coolest, just like this entire zone. After 24 hours from the mission, talk to this woman. She will sell you your new apartment, and behind her you can access elevator leading there. It's one of the most cute and quality apartments I ever saw. If you happen to leave the elevator at the top, you can still get to the apartment in many ways, but one of the most interesting is via one of the Kabuki highways. Private Yacht is a unique mod that gives you an interestingly named ship, the Samurai. It spawns in 5 spots around Night City: Downtown Port, Kabuki Port, Arroyo, Coast View in Pacifica, and Northside in Watson. On the ship's stern you can choose the destination of the cruise, and now all you have left is enjoying the view of this fantastic city. It's time for a bonus mod, which is Immersive Delamain. It extends the interactions with the Delamain taxi feature. Additionally, if you will use Delamain service to evacuate yourself, for example, your view will also react in much more immersive ways.
Welcome back. With Delamain, you leave your problems at the door.
We'll have problems if you don't fucking drive!
This modification is fully compatible with the Autodrive cinematic camera.
Nice.
One more super important info. If your Delamain cab happens to be invisible, it has nothing to do with this mod. It's caused by the GITs and dynamic license plates. That's everything I prepared for this video. I hope you found something that will enhance your Cyberpunk experience. Please consider subscribing to my channel and leaving a feedback in the comment section. Thank you and see you soon.
Ready to roll or what?
Yeah.